What's going on, Saints fans? You have questions, we have answers. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. My name is Trizzy Trace Girouard. That right there is producer Loco Lopez. You'll see him on screen here shortly. We're going to be spending the next few minutes talking to, responding, and answering questions from the Who Dat Nation, the Golden Gang, if you will. That's what we call our subscribers here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. So if you want to be featured on one of these mailbags that gets seen by thousands of Saints fans, then I highly encourage you to subscribe to Saints Now by Chat Sports. Turn on your noties and join us live every single Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central Time. Quinn Courtney starting things off in our loaded running back room. Who do you think makes the 53-man roster outside of Alvin Kamara? My 53-man roster projection by the time this video will be published is already out. And in that, I took, obviously, Alvin Kamara at 1. I took 4 running backs because in the past few years, obviously the Saints have ran with 3 in Adam Prentice. The Saints now do not have Adam Prentice on the roster. And so I believe you will see the Saints roll with Alvin Kamara, Kendre Miller, Devin Neal, and Cam Akers. That leaves out CEH. That leaves out Velus Jones Jr. That leaves out Xavier Valade. I understand that that's may not be the popular thing here. I just think that Cam Akers might offer more in Kellen Moore's offense. And I think that CEH will end up on the practice squad, and I could see him, if there's injuries or there's concerns somewhere, him getting elevated and possibly having some run on the New Orleans Saints. Let's get to the next question now. Quinn Courtney, thank you for yours. Mikey Taylor, $10 super chat. Any chance you would bring back Michael Thomas since Derek Carr and Dennis Allen are gone? Look, the fan of Michael Thomas and wanting to hold on to all those good memories in me says yes because it would be cool. But realistically, no. It just doesn't make any sense for the Saints. I understand that they're out of the building, but it feels like the bridge is burned, and it feels like the worst thing or biggest enemy for Michael Thomas at this point is Twitter. Lopez, what do you think here?
I think the only way this could ever possibly happen at this point is if the Saints are just that bad and fans aren't going to games, everyone's just pissed off, and they're like, you know what? Here's Michael Thomas.
Yeah, it's a butts and seats play like that. I could see that being kind of the deal there. I just don't see it happening. By no means am I trying to rain on how great that was, but it's over. That era and that time, it's done. It's time to move on, and maybe we have some crazy player and that we don't know about either in the future in the draft, or maybe gets traded for, or maybe on the roster right now that ends up stepping up and being the next great wide receiver for the Saints. And really quickly before we keep this thing going, Lopez, this is a big deal. The New Orleans Saints have recently inducted Tracy Porter, Saints legend, the man who sealed the victory for the Super Bowl for the Black and Gold. He has been inducted to the Saints Hall of Fame, so I want to do nothing but send him some congratulations, send him some love, and you can help me by doing that, by liking today's video and hitting the thumbs up icon. I know for a fact a lot of Saints players watch our content. A lot of people in the front office watch it as well, so if you want to send a big old message to the Black and Gold and to Tracy Porter, one of the best to ever do it, hit the thumbs up icon, like this video, so that way we can celebrate and congratulate number 22. Mikey Taylor, $5 super chat. I'm gonna be honest, I got goosebumps. I still get chills thinking about the interception, the pick six. It's just, man, I do too. God, it just need it back, man. I need it back. Mikey Taylor, how well will Cam Akers do for us? And what rookie do you think will be the best player in 2025? Cam Akers, like I said earlier, I do predict him to make the roster. I don't expect the role to be anything drastic. If anything, he's gets situational, throw him in, here and there type deal. I don't think he's going to be some 800-yard rusher by any means. But I do think that he was brought in for a reason, and if anything, it's good competition. Rookie that I think will be the best player, it's kind of a tough answer to give because, in my opinion, if Kelvin Banks is having a really, really good year, then he should deserve that praise. But obviously we won't know how that'll look until we get to Sundays. Tyler Shuck, he could have an amazing year, but if he's having a really good year, then you could argue that that's also partially because of Kelvin Banks, so kind of go back to that. Danny Stutzman, I do think is a player that could have a really, really good rookie campaign. The linebacker out of Oklahoma, tackling machine. I think he'll be a big force on the defense. And I think Brandon Staley is going to heavily utilize that player in the foreseeable future. Working on getting him on the program, by the way. Talking with his dad, trying to get him and his dad to join us live on the show sometime. I also think Quincy Riley and Devin Neal are players that could go crazy. What are our current free agent targets, wide receiver, cornerback, etc.? Lopez. Let's speed run through all
we're
of
getting
these.
the list right
We're going
now.
to get the list
We're
here. So funny enough,
list.
you asked this question, and I know you're watching live, but for those of y'all who are watching the program now, we actually had an entire video. It's linked in the comments and description of the show, breaking down all of this in great detail. So we're just going to kind of speed run through the names we listed. I wanted to highlight Keenan Allen and Gabe Davis on this list. Davis did have a visit with the New Orleans Saints. Nothing has happened yet. But Keenan Allen has ties to the New Orleans Saints through Kellen Moore. He was the offensive coordinator for the Chargers when Keenan Allen had the second best career of his season in terms of production. So maybe that's a guy the Saints could look to bring in. In terms of cornerbacks, we're going to go with the best option, in my opinion, is probably Asante Samuel Jr. You also could look at Rasul Douglas, Stephon Gilmore. I just am not thrilled with this cornerback free agent group. Jalen Ramsey is a name out there that could potentially be traded for. Maybe he gets cut, but that's a name that does have ties to the Saints as well because of Brandon Staley. But in terms of best cornerback option, I think it's going to be Asante Samuel Jr., only 25 years old. Other free agents that the Saints could potentially go and look out for, edge rushers, Von Miller at 36 years old. Matthew Judon had a down year with the Falcons last season. Zadarius Smith still putting up some good numbers at 32 years old. And then, of course, if you feel the absolute need to go get a quarterback, I don't love the idea of Carson Wentz. I'd rather go with Tyler Huntley. I think he could manage Kellen Moore's offense better, but maybe Carson Wentz as well. Nelson Aguilar is a name. Justin Simmons is available as well. Gus Edwards, probably the best running back available. Jamal Williams also out there, but the Saints obviously cut him. So there's a bunch of different names. I think I just gave you 25 names right there for you. So booyah. All right, Dark Knight, $20 super chat. Shout out to you, my friend. I predict that Kellen Moore will be Coach of the Year. Kellen Moore, Coach of the Year. That is the kind of fire that we needed in June, in the middle of June in the offseason. Lopez, how you feeling about that?
That is a take. I don't know if I can get behind that one just yet. I would love if that came true.
Look, I would love it to be true.
That is a take right there.
I am with you. I would love for this to be true. But if this is true, this means Tyler Shuck is likely the offensive rookie of the year. It means that the Saints likely are winning the NFC South and going on a deep playoff run. I just got to say the optimism and the hope is there, and I love it, and I need that kind of success. I just think we're a little bit away from it. Give it 1, 2, 3 years. Just let this. We're still in the early stages of the Kellen Moore era. I don't think we need to freak out and worry too much. But I just, let's ease on. Let's keep inching along here. I just think that's kind of how it should end up working out. Really quickly, we're going to take a updated look at our race to 50,000 subscribers because I have some bad news for you, Saints fans. It's not looking too good. We're not winning. We're not winning right now. We're down 540 subscribers. That's not good. So I know that it's going to take more than just this video. But let's see how much damage we can do in just one. The record for the month of June, by the way, is 86 new subscribers. Can we beat that in this video? Let's get 87. Why not? Who wants to go get 87 new subscribers today? And that will put a big old dent in the amount of growth that we need to have in order to catch the Browns report. We're down, but we certainly are not out. Subscribe to get Saints Now to the next milestone. Oh, dear God. With Jair Alexander gone, should we go all in on Asante Samuel? Actually, I think we should go all in on Antonio Brown. What do you think about that, Mr. Parole Officer?
I don't know if they're gonna let that happen. I don't know if he'll play another down of football.
Roger Goodell would block that transaction. I think yes. I think if you want to sign a corner, you go all in on Asante Samuel Jr. That's the best option out there. AB's parole officer. That's whoever you are, my friend. Let's go get a beer sometime. That's awesome. Alrighty, next question. Do we have another question? Yes, Yeats. How far is Kellen Moore going to get this Saints running back room? How far is Kellen Moore going to get the Saints running back room doing? I'm going to go with how I think you're asking this question. How well will the Saints running backs work with Kellen Moore? I'm going to say Alvin Kamara has 1,000 rushing yards. I'm going to say Kendre Miller and Devin Neal both look very prominent and look very, maybe not reliable is the word, but they look like they are ready, or they start proving themselves. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. I think Alvin Kamara will have an 1,000-yard rushing season, and I also think that it'll take both Kendre Miller and Devin Neal. It'll take them both a good year to really have some faith in that running back room, and I think that we could see that this season. Of course, just got to put it all together, and the offensive line has to play well as well. Kenneth, he said he's got a good question, so we brought it up. What player could be a part of their long-term plans that they could trade for? Oh, Kenneth, this is a heater. This is a heater. Oh, that's tough. Okay. I'm going to just have some fun with this one because, quite frankly, I'm allowed to. And I'm also not going to limit myself to guys who are available in trade right now because there's just not a crazy trade market. Look, TJ Watt, I believe, has been having some contract issues. So that could be a good one. But you said long-term future. He's not a long-term play. He would be a medium-term, I would say, play. Great. Dude, I don't know. I would want some crazy receiver or some crazy cornerback or some crazy safety or even honestly maybe next year you trade for a running back I don't know, dude. Let's see, RB contracts.
While you look that up, hear me out. I'm not saying they'll trade for him, but George Pickens only has 1 year in Dallas guaranteed, unless they sign him to an extension. Could George Pickens? How would you feel about a George Pickens free agent signing?
I wouldn't hate that. I think that could be fun. I'm trying to see. Okay, free agents in 2026. So meaning if you traded for him, they're in the last year under contract. Let's see here. Dude, I don't know. Jalen Warren, maybe. Travis Etienne. Javonte Williams is interesting. I don't see. I think maybe not. Dude, it's tough. I would want an edge rusher. I would want a wide receiver. I'd want a running back or a defensive back. I think that's the position I would want to go all in on a trade for. I do have faith in the linebacker group, especially with Danny Stutzman and Pete Werner for the foreseeable future. You stumped me on this. I hate that I don't have a good answer. I really am disappointed that I don't have a good answer for you. I should have been better prepared. Right now, they could trade long-term. I mean, Trey Hendrickson isn't a long-term play. TJ Watt's not a long-term play. Tyreek Hill isn't a long-term play. George Pickens, I like that idea. I'm just having a hard time coming up with some more names. You stumped me, man. Kenneth, you know what? I'll make you a deal. We're gonna address this question, and I'm gonna give you a in-depth breakdown of players that you could go trade for. This is a good question. This is a whole video we're gonna do, Kenneth, because you stumped me here, and I'm disappointed in myself. So, Kenneth, look out in the future because this video is coming out. You know what else is coming out? Sideline hoodies for the 2025 season. So if you want to get yours for the 2024 season, chatsports.com/Saints hoodie sale. Link is clickable. Did I say link is clickable? That is unbelievable. Link is clickable in the comment section and description of this video. Or if you're watching live, click the live chat. It's right there for you. Chatsports.com/Saints hoodie sale. They are so sick. I have one. I love it. It's fresh. It's clean. Only $40 right now. That's a steal for hoodie that's normally like $100+. Dark Knight, he said that hoodie is an absolute steal because this man knows ball. Mikey Taylor, he's already gotten his hoodie. He knows how fresh it is, so you should go and get yours too. I have one. Some of the Golden Gang has one, so you should go and get one too. Link is in the comments and description of this show. Jaden Barden, what do you rank the Saints offensive line in the NFL right now? It is not top 10. We do not have a top 10 offensive line. They have not, because and why I say they're not top 10 is because they need to prove that they can stay healthy. That's the big thing. If they are not healthy, that offensive line gets real shitty real fast. I would say they're kind of in the 12 to 15 range. I don't think they're in the bottom half of the league. The starting crew, just as it stands right now, with not seeing Kelvin Banks take an NFL snap yet, I would say is definitely in the top half of the league. They can definitely become one of the top 5 in the National Football League if everything pans out. So right now, I think top 10 is a little too rich, but I think that is definitely something that they could go and attain. Thank you for your question, as always, Jaden. Bub means business. Can the Saints trade for Trey Hendrickson? The pass rush was bad. Look, Bub, yes, they could, but I also know that the Bengals have like restarted contract talks. I believe, isn't that right? Haven't they? They started talking again. They at least started conversations again. Doesn't mean a deal will happen. At least it just means they're having a conversation. Look, I think trading for Trey Hendrickson would be cool. It gives you a chance to right your wrongs of letting him leave. It should never happen in the first place. But that being said, I don't think it's the best usage of draft capital. The Saints are not an edge rusher away from winning the Super Bowl. Certainly it would help the defense be much, much better. Could you imagine Trey Hendrickson and Chase Young and Carl Granderson as your 3-headed edge rushing trio? God bless it. That'd be unbelievable. But you're not a Trey Hendrickson away from really competing. So I just don't think it's just not the right timing. Saints should have never let him go, but they did, and I just think that that's the end of that. Who Dat Nation, thank y'all so much for asking some awesome questions. To every one of you who sent in a super chat, we greatly, greatly appreciate you. And to everyone who's tuned in and subscribed to the show, you're an absolute legend. And if you're not, what the hell are you doing? You're still watching, so we're doing something right. So hit that sub button and join our family of over 46,000 subscribers. We're trying to get to 50K. We're chipping away every single video. Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden, and we'll see you next time.